week, the story surrounding entrepreneur and investor Julie Meyer has once again sparked debate around business failure, founder conduct, and reputation. Now, before I go any further, this isn't a video about the specific allegations, the claims, or the details of that story, but what I do want to talk about is a much bigger question. At what point does a founder's reputation become a real-life business risk? Because I think most founders massively underestimate the value of what I call reputation capital. We spend a huge amount of time thinking about financial capital in our businesses. We think about revenue, we think about profit metrics, we think about cash flow, margins, funding. But there is another form of capital that often determines whether opportunities come your way in the first place, and that is trust. Think about how businesses actually grow. Customers recommend you to other people, investors back you, employees join you, partners introduce you, suppliers support you. None of these things happen purely because of numbers. They happen because people trust you. And trust is one of the few business assets that takes years to build, but can be damaged incredibly quickly. What's interesting is that reputation doesn't usually disappear overnight. It erodes over time, often very, very slowly. It's just small decisions, poor communication, broken promises, disputes, inconsistency. Most founders imagine that reputational damage comes from some dramatic scandal, but in reality, most reputational damage is actually accumulated. It's the compound effect of lots of small actions, in exactly the same way that a strong reputation is accumulated in the first place. Think about the founders that you admire. Why specifically do you trust them? It's rarely because they're charismatic. It's usually because they consistently do what they say they're going to do. And that is important because investors don't actually invest in businesses, at least not at first. They're actually investing in people. I've acted on enough acquisitions and investment transactions to know that investors spend a surprising amount of time assessing the quality of the founders, sometimes more than they spend assessing the business itself, depending on the stage of the journey for the business. Because businesses can change, products can change, markets can change, but investors are ultimately betting on management's ability to navigate uncertainty. And trust sits at the very centre of that. One of the most fascinating things about business is that reputation often has a direct financial value that's attached to it. Think about two identical businesses. They have the same turnover, they have the same profit levels, the same systems, the same specific team. The only difference is that one founder is widely respected and trusted, while the other one has a reputation for being difficult, unreliable, or unethical. Do you think those businesses are worth the same? Of course they're not. One business will attract more opportunities. They'll attract better employees, better investors, better partnerships, and probably a much higher valuation, because reputation affects outcomes. What makes this even more relevant today is that founders are more visible than ever. 20 years ago, many business owners operated just in the background. Today, founders are very much the public face of things. They're on LinkedIn, they're on podcasts, they're posting on social media, they're at industry events, taking media appearances, and that's a really good thing. Visibility creates these opportunities, but it also creates risk. The more visible you become, the more your personal reputation becomes connected to your business reputation. And that is where founders can sometimes get caught out, because they assume that they can just separate off the two. Sometimes they can, but sometimes and more commonly they can't. I've seen transactions where buyers become nervous about a founder's behaviour, not because it creates some immediate legal issue for them, but because it creates uncertainty for what they're investing in. And uncertainty affects value. One thing I think founders should really consider is this: what would happen to your business if your personal reputation was suddenly damaged? What would your clients say, and would they stay with you? Would your employees stay? Would investors remain confident that you can deliver the business proposal? Would your revenue be affected? Most founders never actually ask these questions, but reputation is often one of the largest concentrations of risk within a business. The irony is that reputation isn't actually built through marketing. It's built through behaviour. It's built through decisions that are made. It's built through how you're treating your customers, how you treat your employees, how you communicate to the general public, and how you respond when things go wrong. And perhaps that is the biggest lesson here. Because whilst we often focus on financial performance, legal structures, and growth strategies, trust remains one of the most powerful drivers of business success. The strongest founders really do understand that. They treat their reputation like any other valuable asset. They protect it, they invest in it, and they build it deliberately, because eventually reputation will start to affect revenue. It starts affecting value. It starts affecting opportunities. And when that happens, it has become a business asset, whether you intended it to or not. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please like and subscribe and share this video to any other founders that you think might be able to benefit from it. And if you have any questions or comments for me, please drop them below this video. Thanks so much and have a great day.